Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel. So, have you ever noticed that once you stop caring about things, everything changes? Isn't that funny? And you'll see a lot of people talking about these things. But the issue with that is that for the most part, that doesn't happen to us until we get much older and we begin to finally realize and understand how things really happen in life. But if you're a younger person and you figure that out, congratulations to you and job well done, because it's well deserved to figure these things out. We spend the majority of our time in our lives worrying about what other people think, about all kinds of stuff about ourselves, things that we do, the way we act, the way we react, the way we feel about certain things, the way we think about certain things, all of that. The list is like endless. And this is one of the reasons why people have this tendency to perform and act, to pretend to be something that has nothing to do with the real person inside, just so you can have that sense of belonging to the pack, right? Being seen, being heard, all of these things that we all do because it's, I wouldn't say it's human nature. It's something that we have been extremely conditioned to do from a very early age. And then it goes all the way up until we're grown up. And this is what happens. That's what we do. The problem is that when we're doing all these things, we usually forget about ourselves. And that's the biggest problem, always. That is always going to be the biggest problem. Because when you forget about ourselves, when you forget about yourself, you're not caring about yourself, but you're still worried about what other people think, right? You still care what other people think. Do you see the problem with that? That's a real problem. That people, like I said, for most of us, once we get older and we become wiser about life, we hit our 50s, mid 40s, whatever the age is, when you have this aha moment, this realization, that's when you know I've been doing wrong all along, right? But I've been doing it all wrong. And here's the thing, the opportunists, the narcissists, and all those types of people that like to take advantage of others, they will use these things as their greatest weapon against people that live their lives that way. What I mean by that, and people that are always overly concerned and worried about, what other people think about everything. Because we all do these things. We're all guilty of a lot of these things to an extreme degree. Most of our lives, we're always people pleasing. We're always doing all kinds of stuff. We have been made to think that we should never say no to things, and all of, the list is long. You've been to my channel before. You know what I'm talking about. And if you're new to the content, go back and watch my videos. I explain it all in great detail. Because the problem is we're not living our lives. We're living this fabricated amalgamation of ideologies, ways of being, ways of thinking, all of this stuff that it has nothing to do with your real inner nature as a human being. Trust me on that. I've lived long enough to figure that out, and it wasn't pleasant, you know. When you realize all these things, you look back in your life. There is this phase where you struggle with the realization, because what'll happen is, you go into this, you're gonna go through this phase, and during this phase you're gonna do a lot of like retrospective, and then you're gonna look at your past so many times. And the problem with that is that, you can't let that become like a feed, like an endless feedback loop type of thing into your psyche, because I talked about this many times before. We got to stop living in the past, and stop, being doubtful, fearful, anxious about a future that you don't even know what it's going to be like, because it's not here yet. And thinking about it ain't going to do anything. The best thing to do as a person is to always live in the moment, live in the now, be in the here and now. That is the only thing that matters, always and all the time. Forget about the rest. It's okay to remember things, the good things, and it's okay to remember even the bad things, as long as you don't dwell on it and you accept and acknowledge and understand that those things happened to make you better, to make you grow, to make you wiser, to make you smarter, to make you become way more understanding and adaptive about things that happen in your life. That's all it's for. But outside of those circumstances, you don't want to, you don't want to be reliving things like that for no reason, because it's torture. Trust me, it's not cool at all. You don't want to do that to yourself. It's pointless. You're just wasting your energy. And then you're putting yourself into a space that not only you're not there anymore, but there's this part of you that doesn't want to let go. That will keep, sometimes bringing things back for the sole purpose of desperately trying to stay alive and relevant in your mind. That's how it works. It's very simple. So stop caring. And what I mean by stop caring is understand that when you do all these things, you forget about yourself, you abandon yourself, and you stop caring about yourself. And that's the worst thing you can do for yourself. Period. And don't take my word for it. Give it a try and see what happens. Because I guarantee you, you're going to change a lot of things in your life for the better, in many aspects and in many ways. You don't even know it, But go out there and get a shot. You'll see. This is really all I wanted to share about today. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I will catch you all next time. Take care and be safe. Much love, guys.